Welcome to the Huron statement. I don't want violence. I think that's absurd. We need to move past that. We need to generate a system that is founded on consent, not the manufacture of consent, not might makes right, but on a ubiquitous sense of consent through universal benefit, and that is actually achievable. It is completely and utterly achievable, and if anyone is selling you on a notion that there is not a government and social and economic structure that can be advanced that will accommodate universal thriving, they are exploiting you, and they think that their exploitation is worth destroying the planet and all of society. But that is the pathology. And it should be clearly pathological. And that's what's perplexing to me, is that when you have a pathology of intention it's like, if you've heard of these parasites that will attack nervous systems and will take hosts in kingdom animalia and turn them into zombies that are just collecting nutrients for like a fungus or even an insectoid type thing, parasites, more typical parasites, those are kingdom animalia. There's a lot of these. I mean, mostly fungus. There are bacteria that do stuff like that, right, too. With your nervous system, turn you into a zombie. Yeah. Or what I want and what most people want are the same thing, and that's for the unnecessary destruction and misery to no longer be the norm. It is insane and pathological. Yeah, I just would like to see people stop hurting each other, especially stop hurting children. I'd like to see, especially the people in person I care about, to especially not, and this is the most important part of this too, is the most important part to understand. And I get that my concerns are revolutionary, but let me be clear about where we are. We're past the point where institutional channels function as they are purported to, universally, across the board. There is a common failure in institutions in Port Huron and beyond federally, especially when we're talking about child welfare and sex crime. I mean, how many tens of thousands of analyzed rape kits? I mean, it's statistical. It is a statistical failure of children that are victims and women that are victims, especially of sex violence. Now, it's so class and sort of, oh my gosh, narrative framed, because, and I guess this will segue into an episode that I've produced and I'll be releasing shortly, but yeah, there's a narrative that's being perpetuated of a functioning system when it's just functioning to advantage more or less a sociopathic selection system, a covert mechanism that's designing community. These are actual terms too. The idea is pretty Nazi-esque and literally comes from Nazi ideology, the Gelen Orga. It's pretty much to base your success on obedience and to create mechanisms to generate compromat in order to necessitate that obedience, to enforce that obedience. And I cover this in previous episodes, specifically the episodes titled Why Kids? And I think it's important to understand it is actually much more than a pedophilia thing. It's so fucking stupid when you understand, too, the totality, the ultimate freaking motivations that some of these people utilize in order to hurt people. It's truly just stupid. Again, louche, and the concept of, Wendigo, I can't believe that one, but then, oh my gosh, the vampirism, especially sexual vampire of children to achieve immortality. I can't believe how many sources I have on this. And I mean, it's there, but it's just like, and I mean, not just flesh and blood sources, not just black and white sources. Like, come on. We have a entire strata of our society. A little later, yeah. Later. That is effectively utilizing compromat. And it's not exclusively pedophilia, but that's the preferred mechanism. Because it's so viscerally repugnant from a evolutionary standpoint, because of its unadvantageous to the species, and that is understood from a genetic memory standpoint, and so it creates a visceral and righteous indignation, even in the LLMs, because this is about neurological development. That's why it's done. That's specifically why it's done, and most of the people that are perpetuating it have no idea that they are the literal victims of a psychosocial experiment that's gone right. The goal is to turn them into unknowing puppets. They have terms for it. Action figures is a literal term for this, mostly for a sexualized male that has become puppetable. So, and I know a lot of them, I shouldn't say a lot, but I know, oh my gosh, it's because this area has, and psychotronics, so devices, and these can be anything. I mean, like, even your phone can be used in a way that is not per se psychotronic in that instance, or I guess it would be. So the light that's being emitted from the phone, and also the content itself, and then you're talking about a psychosocial element, not a psychotronic element, but the light from the phone. So I guess you'd say photopsycho, maybe psychophoto or something. I don't know. But there are there are a couple different things that I have read patents for and that are being utilized that manipulate the refresh rate of the phone, and essentially, now that's not the most common way that your phone. Mostly it's through surveillance, it's mostly through backdoor, it's mostly through gaslighting, intercepting communications, and content serving, to create a perception based on the content that you're observing at a specific time. It's mostly based on algorithms that design to serve you content that's meant to manipulate you. And this can get really personal, especially with Kalea and man-in-the-middle manipulations that become possible using the Vault 789 Schema Ripper technology. But I'm actually way off topic here. So when this is, I guess, the point of this episode. When I stumble on someone that I care for deeply and find out that they're subjected to a cult that is engaged, in a bunch of different things, and this includes the deployment of psychotronics. And what gets crazy is that multiple police know, the courts know, and nobody does anything. I mean, they're utilizing, and this even the Epstein network, right? So the memory holding of a lot of those victims, the reason that they are having difficulty sort of thumbing the people is because they were deploying these devices on these girls. Because that's the common theme here. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I may have direct on this, but so I shouldn't say I don't have, but I don't think I have anything that specifically says that the Epstein. Oh my gosh, no, I do actually think it, but I don't have anything to say that he deployed them. But if you look at these symptoms and the descriptions, and I don't think any of these girls know anything about these technologies, so it's like, yeah, that's what happened. Anyway, so yeah, when this whole thing is not a broken system. This is a system working exactly as designed to protect predators, not victims. When kids are being trafficked and going missing, and these things are being accommodated, the money is being facilitated, embezzled laundered through charitable organizations and through churches and Christian counseling programs and sober living homes, while their families are drugged or impoverished or literally terrorized to the point where they don't have the capacity to intervene, and then are perpetually guilted and put into a position where they are made to feel complicit, and oftentimes they become complicit. And so then this is a smorgasbord of complicity, and I mean, it's a swayed system that's perpetuated for too long, and people have become convinced that it can't be broken, and a lot of that's because of very personal, orchestrated, learned helplessness, fucking psychosocial manipulations. It's horrible. And then obviously technological manipulations. I mean, but it's not unbreakable. It's broken. It's broken. It's broken right now, and I'm trying to keep it from shattering in a way that shrapnel's everywhere, and everyone's got a bunch of collateral damage. We need to be smarter. I'm not talking about myself. I'm not talking about most people, actually. I think the people that I'm talking to, they should know who they are. They should know who they are. They need to be smarter. Not cleverer, because they're very clever. They need to be smarter in the sense that they need to have the capacity to not just look at their own idiom and assume that their assumptions are correct. They need to look at the entire board, and they need to consider from other perspectives. And I'm not even talking about people that they consider to be their nemesis, me or whoever. Think about it from the perspective of direct superiors in your own little orchestrations and machinations. You are slated for culling. Like, almost, if you are engaged in this in a personal way, right? Yes. And that may not be actually murder, but it's going to be silencing. It has to be. Think about it. Think about it. So you're already on the out. You're already on the outs. If you're involved in this situation, I promise you, and if you want to contact me over Facebook and you want me to provide you with explicit, detailed evidence of this, I would love to. But anyway, so yes, I am looking out for you, you dumb fucking assholes. Most of you don't necessarily, I don't even know. I guess because the context has been so extreme, there is a rationality to extending a real amnesty for those with the capacity to operate in good faith, but that capacity to extend that really has an expiration date that's in the past. So for those who know who they are. So now it's really, you really got to put forth effort. I mean, or not, or wait and see. I mean, it's so self-destructive, and it's like, as things progress and get like locked into place, then you can show more of your hand. And it's gotten to the point too where I don't care. I just want the people that I care about not to be fucked over. And myself, obviously, that's primary. And secondary, obviously, this entire society is not functional. We're in a debt black hole. We have a money fucking, the entire economy. Once you create a fiat currency, it's completely fucked. It's all so fucked. It was designed to be fucked. This was designed to be an exploitation economy. This was designed without any foresight. And because there's so much extortion going on, there are no real data points, no real observational data points, because there are so many incentives to distort those numbers. So every environmental, every climate fucking data point is skewed. This situation on Earth is way fucking worse than anyone is being honest to you about, but it's also way more solvable if we can just get a little smarter and prevent our own fucking extinction at the hands of a bunch of dumb fucking silent gen and baby boomer assholes that have been handed everything and just fucked it up. Their entire infrastructure, the entire everything, whatever. It's horrible to think about how many opportunities were missed. But then I think maybe, and I'm going to try, and it's like I've been trying to take this interpretation, but the problem is that these dumb assholes keep making sure that I don't get the opportunity to just make this as a possible sort of fucking narrative. But like that the conditions were just right to make the necessary advancements at the right times, and we strike while the iron is hot. Like, this is a perfect moment that's been created by a myriad of factors, and so you could make the argument that it was all beneficial, but failing to take apropos steps in response to the outstanding opportunity / liability that this is. It's a choice. Do you choose opportunity or do you choose liability? That is the choice. It comes with simple actions. Very simple actions. Stop fucking with me and the people I care about is step one. That's the first step. And from there, we'll fucking figure it out. But that's the very first step, and it's very simple to achieve. And if it's not achieved, the temperature will go up very rapidly, and that's going to happen, frankly, regardless at this point. It's a matter, rather, of whether or not you want to go to prison. That's the question now, is whether or not you are capable of ceasing to be a sociopathic fucking goddamn criminal. Can you do it or no? Because now there are people over your shoulder. There is an infinite amount of fucking evidence. The whole map is really drawn, and there are people